gentlemen, and a warm welcome to another beautiful night at the 16th Poetry Africa Festival. Yes. I am Dia Bahadur Redding, and it is my pleasure to be your host this evening. A big thank you to each and every one of you for attending, as I'm sure you are really going to enjoy the colorful explosion of poetry tonight with Croc Moses from South Africa, Poppy Seed from the United Kingdom, Jessica Mbangeni from South Africa, Henry Bowers from Sweden, and Ewok from South Africa. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the first performance this evening. One of his proudest moments and highlights of his career was opening for dub poet Linton Kwesi Johnson. It is my pleasure to welcome to stage the guitarist, drummer, graphic designer, and candlestick maker, Croc Moses.
Hey. Hands up, all escapists and fellow freedom fools. We seem to be stuck on the surface of our souls. We seem to be held up by an army of question marks. Which way to what? Which way to what? So what you gonna do about that schism in your dream, a mechanism? Which way to what? You may find yourself striding through a galaxy of dead chewing gum on the sidewalks of Cape Town, Babylon, London, Babylon, Hollywood, Babylon. It's crazy corner confusion here in this amazing, crazy maze. Which way to what? We live in paradise while going through hell, chased by plastic bags and cornered by the wind in this hungry country that is sentenced to heartburn, where the majority, who are actually a minority, live under democratic apartheid. Does inequality have to be the source of our diversity? Does inequality have to be the source of our diversity? I don't think so. And yet still, our home is an edge that's getting sharper every day. Which way to what? Make no mistake, there's too much cake at stake. We all share the same mega, donga, humdrum, maximum conundrum where so many people live without homes. Yes, here in this country where there are so many empty fucking holiday homes. There are so many with brains of mannequins, all under the influence of chronic affluence. Surely this isn't in accordance with abundance. Money is a strange lover. Always gotta stick it somewhere, right? Yes. Yes, money as we know it is the truest lie of all, and it's keeping our self-destruction in business. And because of it now, life is patent pending. Oh yes, money is a strange lover. Who's seducing who? And so many got the chasing money blues, bling, bling, blinded by delight. So many in the trap of a banking empire's hoodwink. It's dangerous, the darkness we don't see. The darkness we don't see is war, the endless species of mind-made war. Better nip that bomb in the bud while we can. Better nip that mind bomb in the blood while we can, while the madness still makes sense. This is what it feels like to feel. This is what it feels like to feel restless in the endlessness. Which way to what? Make no mistake, there's too much cake at stake. There's probably going to be a rebirth quake. That's why we say to all the armed forces throughout creation, please, please don't police the peace. That's why we say to all the keepers of the divide, please, please don't police the peace. If you're feeling it, sing it with me. Please, please don't police the peace. Please, please don't police the peace. There's 36 miners, 36 dead miners who cannot hear you. Come on, sing it. Please, please don't police the peace. One more time. Please, please don't police the peace. Let's see if I can play guitar tonight. Good evening, Poetry Africa. My partner didn't make it with me on this trip, but I don't think she'll mind me saying that I've fallen in love with Poetry Africa, everything that is Poetry Africa. So a huge thanks to Peter Rorvik and the team at the Center for Creative Arts. And of course, all of you great listeners. Joy, but constantly on the hunt for some emergency happiness. I'm stuck in this global state of pus, dammed up damage, bubble of denial, third world debt in the throes of thrombosis. I'm struggling to love humans when they need it most. A child once laughed and said to me, just shrink bigger. Destination, love origin. Meanwhile, I find myself blindsided, sideswiped by winds at breakneck speed. It's a gale force guillotine cutting to the chase. It's got my mind on the run, only to find myself held up by an army of question marks. You've heard this before. Which way to what? Which way to what? Can you see I'm trapped in escapism? I'm caught in my own straitjacket skin. The invisible squeeze is upon us now. The great clarification is upon us now. It's turbulence, turbulence, turbulence. Reality is taking us for a ride. It's hard to believe your ship's coming in when you feel you're sinking. Sometimes my only freedom is to surrender. Destination, love origin. I'm not here to blame you, even entertain you, lead you down the garden path of more smug, desperate obliviousness. No, the money party's over. We've inherited a nuclear hangover. I'm here to excavate ancient instinct. I'm here to remember Mother Nature. You can't beat her, so join her counterculture. A praying mantis, shadow boxer, trickster mantra. Yes, it's an open source poetry sorcery. Shrink back to big, shrink bigger. Destination, love origin. It's hard to believe your ship's coming in when you feel you're sinking. Sometimes our only freedom is to surrender. poets get nervous on stage. If you weren't here last night, I'll update you on one of my favorite quotations from Niels Hav. He said, "Poetry's not for sissies." Scatterlings, can you let me start again. Scatterlings, can you feel something's bubbling? It's better than our best thinking. Something, a bubble-a-ting. The drums, they are a boiling. Something, a bubble-a-ting. The drums, they are a boiling. Frenemies, can you feel we have come to the end of our darkest rainbow? Surely we've made all the right mistakes by now. How? Our halos are no longer rusty, our halos are black and starting to glow. A bang beat the blaze. Isn't this what it feels like to know a fire like a fire knows itself? Isn't it time to walk the coals and sing? Fire is my favorite color. The only revolution left is tree-like, so let your roots take wing. Let's rise up, let's rise above, up above. Let's rise above the match fixing, let's rise above the demographics. Let's rise above the banking empire's lies. Let's laugh and lift off grenades, grenades of laughter. A bang beat the blaze. Fireworks, fireflies. Isn't this what it feels like to know a fire like a fire knows itself? Isn't it time to walk the coals and sing? Fire is my favorite color. Let's huff, let's puff, let's blow Babylon's bluff with huff puff for laughter. Let's huff, let's puff, let's blow Babylon's bluff with huff puff laughter. A plantation of fire roots, laughing up fire beats, fire seeds, grenades of laughter. The only revolution left is tree-like, so let your roots take wing. Praise Jah, rebirth quake. A bang beat the blaze. Praise Jah, ground gone, gone. Isn't this what it feels like to know a fire like a fire knows itself? Isn't it time to walk the coals and sing? Fire is my favorite color. Surely we've made all the right mistakes by now. How? Thank you. Once upon a yesterday, There was an old donkey by the name of Mr. Flabbergaster. And it's with those long gray ears that Mr. Flabbergaster used to indulge his wild sense for nonsense. This used to take the form of eavesdropping. So these next words are the choice eavesdroppings of Mr. Flabbergaster, translated from donkey mother tongue. So obviously most of it is lost in translation. But I assure you, Mr. Flabbergaster will be more than impressed that you've imbibed his wisdom. Here we go, the choice eavesdroppings of Mr. Flabbergaster. Strop fig foo, dip thong dabble crick, tweak talk your tongue-hole, tickle spew some bugle, diggle drop scoop, lumber up nice, up do, steady doodle spring, woodpecker beatbox flavor, fix it with a chocolate, mischievous behavior. This is how Mr. Flabbergaster thunk, a donkey think. Where orphaned pennies and runaway buttons collaborate, bottle top and cork, in the lottery of mingle beat. String beans for shoestring songs, spangle spark, ditty spank, go-kart, push-cart, wheelbarrow dash, bumbleweed tumble, home sweet home, drum sweet drum, poem sweet poem, upside, broadside, gigafroth purr, spludgerang balagra, popcorn save the day. This is how Mr. Flabbergaster thunk, a donkey think. I've had a lot of questions about my gear. It's a long story, but I will admit that not all of it are found objects. Some of it I misappropriated. Last season, my heart was frozen, a broken riverbed, tired of sleeping. My heart's river is bleeding, glacier tears, slow motion, perpetual ocean, a river dying to see. Brings me near, song lines bring me here to shed my glacier tears, falling, flying, flowing. It's hard to stay soft in these tides of love. There's tension, the fertile tension of being born, dying to be airborne. With words I've feathered my wings. I want to surrender, I want to fly, but I just don't know how to dive. To forgive love, its captivity is to forgive love. It's mystery. Rain fall free for all. Rain, 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 always laughing. A new love song that nobody can sing, but everybody knows. Oh, how singing can be a way of flying that doesn't need wings. My tears are ripe as rain, my heart's rain river dying to see. It brings me near, song lines bring me here to hear my glacier tears. Slow motion, perpetual ocean, page after page, breaking waves, caught up in these tides of love. Love is constant, the constant trace element, connecting everything happening. To forgive love, its invisibility is to forgive love, its returnity. Sigh, deep sigh of relief, new lease on seamlessness. Life is for dying, life is for loving, love is for giving, grace can still be amazing. It brings me near, song lines bring me here to sing my glacier tears. Slow motion, perpetual ocean. It's hard to stay soft in these tides of love. Thank you. This will be my last piece. This is a praise poem for Amathle. She's a young girl that I met on a documentary when I was last here in Durban with Ewok and Henry Bowers and a whole bunch of other poets from around the world. And we were called in to support these 50 HIV-positive children and support them, engage with them. And Amathle was this young girl that I befriended. And one of the first things she said to me when I asked her about her dreams and aspirations, and she said to me, "I'd like to become a prosecutor." Amongst other things, she's a dancer and a singer, and most importantly, she's a poetess. We were invited to her home, where we went with the documentary team and we filmed it, and I drew a lot of inspiration from that visit, and this is the poem that I'd like to share with you and end off with. Amathle, you have lived 11 big years. Outside your home, I remember the wheelbarrow upside down on the roof and the aloe on guard in the ground at the back. Inside your home, I saw that your mother lives with grandfather's axe by the head of the bed. I learned that you've seen your father only 4 times in your life. And last year, your uncle was stolen by a dark cloud. I'm sorry that you will never see him again. Oh, how can I forget the story about your dictionary? Your dictionary that was stolen at school. Don't worry, my new friend. You will find your own words. You will find your own word seeds outside where everything is written. Inspiration is education. Already you have written with your left hand 3 poems for me. You wrote, "Nature is precious. If we cut down all of the trees, there will be no more fresh air." You also wrote, "It is important to be careful, because if we are not careful, we will destroy everything." Most importantly, you wrote, "Respect is everything." I think I'm beginning to understand why you say you want to become a prosecutor. Let's hear it for Amathle, our future prosecutor. Yebo! I think I'm beginning to understand why you say you want to become a singer, a dancer. In your own words, you say you want to become a poetry. I say yes, let your roots take wing. So Amathle, whatever infection you are suffering so strong, know that there's nothing wrong with your soul. Look after your poetry, and your poetry will look after you. Look after your dreams, and your dreams will look after you. It's inevitable. Sooner or later, you will become incredible. So take your broken heartbeats, any lost tears, even your best joys, shift, bounce, and groove them into a river flow, the kind that only you know. Kumbula. Remember, the nature of water is to dance. Amahle, help us to remember we are water, and it is our nature to dance. Lalela. Leonetta imvula yeyama, lalela. Leonetta imvula ifana emafahlawane. Listen to the way the rain dances. There's resurrection in a rain river rhythm. Where this rhythm kicks in, a musical piece begins. Pace and the pulse and the peace. Gangane, gangane, gashle, gashle, o kamhlaba, o kamhlaba. It's inevitable. Sooner or later, you will become incredible, magical, lyrical, formidable. Skip, bounce, dance, doodle. Skip, bounce, dance, doodle. I know you know the way your heart beats. I like the way you trust your feet. Stomping bright, loud, love, bombastic, shining, singing, soul star magic. Skip, bounce, dance, doodle. It's inevitable. Sooner or later, you will become incredible. Pace and the pulse and the peace. So whatever infection you are suffering so strong, know that there's nothing wrong with your soul. There's nothing wrong with your soul. It's inevitable. Sooner or later, you will become incredible, magical, lyrical, formidable, and inspirational. Thank you very much.
Utando lupelile mtakaba, utando lundahlule